Okay, guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So, I was watching a YouTube video called Stranger Danger and about like these teenagers and these like young adults who go out with these like random people and they get killed because one, their parents gave them a phone when they were young and the parents were not smart enough to block stuff on their phone. So, me, when I become a mom, I'm going to block stuff on my son or daughter's phone until they're old enough to date and stuff like that. Because why? It can be stranger danger because my daughter or my son can end up getting killed and it can be life threatening and very devastating. And you do not want your son or daughter at 12 or 13 years old, 8 or 9 years old, 5, 6 or 7 years old, making a Facebook account or any social media accounts that can get themselves in trouble. They could be talking to like a 40-year-old man and he can be stalking her or him and like they can be like get killed or something like that. And that is very heartbroken and devastating for like your mother or father to go through that when they lose their child, and it happens every day. Sex trafficking is very dangerous, and also losing your child through death or anything like that is very, very dangerous, and you should not do it. And that's why I believe in not giving your son or daughter a phone until they're like 16 or 17. Not even 16 or 17, for real. You should not give your son or daughter a phone until they're 16 or 17, and you should always monitor your child. Make sure they're at daycare. Make sure they're at home on time. Make sure they're in bed on time. Make sure they're eating on time. They're doing everything they're supposed to be doing on time, and make sure they have a curfew. And if they go anywhere, make sure they don't go alone, and make sure there's always adult supervision, and make sure you know exactly where they're going, and make sure you know exactly everything they're doing and who they're talking to and who their friends are, because what they do with their friends is how their personality will be when they grow up. So technically, whoever you hang out with is your influencer. So if you hang out with a drug addict, there's like a 50% chance that you would become a drug addict. If you hanged out with a sex offender, then there's a 50% chance that you would become a sex offender. So basically, you shouldn't let your child or your daughter or your loved ones go with those people. And that's why it's called stranger danger. You should know the rules of what your child is doing. Like if she's doing their homework, 1, 2, if they're in bed on time, 2, and make sure there's no arguing, no fighting with siblings. Make sure they always listen to the parents. Make sure they eat their dinner, their breakfast, and lunch. Make sure they're at school on time. And make sure they're in daycare or you pick them up on time. And that's why I'm really, really scared, because in today's society, there's a lot of sex trafficking and a lot of bad things going on in the world today. And I don't really believe in like sending my daughter or my son, if I do have kids. I really don't believe that I should send my kids to a private school or a public school or any kind of school, because it's just too dangerous. I'm afraid of losing my son or daughter by sex trafficking or stranger danger. Like a random stranger picking up my son or daughter in the middle of the night or picking up my son or daughter at school. There's chances that she can be killed by the random stranger that she was talking to online or this random stranger that she was with at the mall. So if my son or daughter wants to hang out with her friends at the mall or at the park or anywhere, he or she will have to be with an adult supervision, and the adult supervision must have supervision all the time. I'm not going to leave my son or daughter with a random stranger, okay? That is called stranger danger, definitely. And they're not getting a cell phone until they're like 17 or 18. You know why? Because I don't believe in stranger danger, okay? I love my kids too much if I ever have kids when I grow up. So it doesn't matter if they're adopted or not. It just doesn't matter. But the fact is, you gotta protect your kids. Yes, you gotta give your kids some responsibility and that's how they grow up and that's how they learn to grow up and stuff like that. Yes, you can give them responsibility like, okay, you can go to your friend's house, but I'm picking you up in an hour. Okay, you can have your friends come over, but they can only stay for an hour, something like that. Okay, we can go to the park, but mommy's going to be with you when you're on the swing. Mommy's going to be with you when you're by the slide. Mommy or daddy's going to be with you by the swing or the slides, okay? It's for your own safety and it's for your own protection reasons, okay? There's precautions that we got to take as becoming a parent. And these are the reasons why you don't let your child go alone to these public places in today's society because you don't know what's out there. Number 1, sex trafficking, drugs, rape, and shootings, and violence, and stranger danger. Your next door neighbor can be a stranger danger to your child. Do not let your child go to your neighbor's house without knowing the neighbor for a long time. If you do let your child go to the neighbor's house, make sure you're there with your child at all times, making sure you're communicating with the neighbor's child, making sure you're communicating with the neighbors and talking with them while your child is playing with the neighbor. Chances are you got to know where your child is, what your child's doing. You got to have eye contact on your child at all times, because if you're over there shopping in a grocery store and your child's over there crying and screaming, there's chances that your child could be missing. Within 2 seconds, snap of a finger, your child could be missing. Just like this. Children go missing every day. It's why we gotta be parents and monitor our kids just like a snap of a finger. You don't want to lose your kids through any devastation at all. It's called stranger danger, and I don't believe in stranger danger. I believe in stranger danger, but I don't believe in stranger danger. Okay, I don't want my kids going through that stuff. That stuff is very, very scary and it's very heartbroken and risky. So if your child or daughter is going to be in a grocery store with you, you're going to either put the child in the front of the shopping cart or the back of the shopping cart, or you're going to have one of those like leashes, those harnesses for like the child where you can like walk them, you know what I'm talking about? You can like walk them and stuff like that. But if they're not like on one of those like harnesses where the child doesn't go missing and stuff like that, then definitely put your child in a shopping cart, or make sure your child is holding your hand while you're in the grocery store or whatever store you're in, and make sure your child does not talk to strangers, because stranger danger is a terrible, terrible thing. It is very scary, and there's a lot of consequences that go through it. And so it's very scary to know that your child has a phone at like 7, 6, or 5 years old, and he's talking to like a 30, 40-year-old man. It's very scary. I am not going to let my son or daughter have a laptop until they're 18 or 19. I'm not going to let my son or daughter have a phone until they're 18 or 19. And if they need to do homework on a computer, they're going to have permission from mommy or daddy. And if they need to use the telephone, they're going to have permission from mommy and daddy, and we're going to watch them at all times while they're using the phone. And if they do have a cell phone, everything on their cell phone will be blocked. Social media will be blocked. Internet will be blocked. The App Store will be blocked. And not only that, but me, when I become a mom, like for real, when I become a mom, my kids are going to have a track phone, so I can track them and I can know where they are at all times, because I don't trust my kids being on social media at such a young age. It's very scary, and it's called stranger danger. So if you have any more questions about my YouTube video, leave comments down below, and thank you for watching the stranger danger, and peace out.